So today we're going to be getting into the question of why do some photographers seem to make money while others don't? You may have seen some photographers are able to quit their day jobs and replace their income and charge premium rates, and you might be in a position where you're wondering how they did that or why it seems that sometimes some photographers don't ever get out of that hobby stage and that they'd really like to, but they can't. And so I've identified 3 areas where I think are the reasons why some photographers will make money and why some photographers don't or won't or can't. And I want to unpack that for you today and hopefully give you some solutions for why this might be happening in your business or some of the businesses that you've seen online. Now, this may be an unpopular opinion, but when it comes to making money with photography, I don't think this comes down to style and talent, like raw photography talent, as much as it seems like it should, because there's more at play here than just talent, right? Now, it would make sense, right? The most talented photographer making the most money, right? That seems fair. But what's happening here is that there's a whole element to making money, and it's the business element. And oftentimes the most talented service providers are not automatically the most profitable business people, right? So if you've ever experienced this, if you've seen people who seem to be doing really well and may not even really be the most talented, I probably am one of those people, right? Like, I did not have the best photography when I was booking full-time as a photographer, but I was able to get around that because I embraced my first point, building a brand and a recognizable business from the get-go, and not just hyper-focusing on my talent and skills as a photographer. And I think that this is a differentiating point against why some photographers make money and why some photographers don't, or make less. So basically, when you embrace building out a brand and then crafting a marketing plan, you are acknowledging that you can't just be an artist. You have to also be a business person, because we've taken art and then we've added a business and we want to make money from it, so we need to have both. This has been my personal experience. I see this, I teach this, and I've seen thousands of other photographers in my Facebook group experience this as well. If you're not in this Facebook group, it's called PHOTOBOSS with Joy Michelle. Go ahead and get on in there. I will link it down below. So if you know you need to grow in this area, you want to learn more about branding and marketing, check out some of the videos I have here on my channel. I talk about this at length. I have a few playlists about this that I will link down in the description section, but I'm also going to link my Amazon book curated list for you. These are my favorite books. I'll have about 10 of them on the list. I think it's sitting at about 10. These are my absolute top recommendations for any creative small business owner who's looking to get better at marketing and branding and standing out and crafting a plan that goes beyond just being an artist, so that they can marry those two worlds. So I'll link that down below for you. I'm a big fan of books. I think that they're the most affordable way to get the bang for your buck, to get the education that you're going to need as a small business owner. Now, the second reason I think some photographers never make serious money is because they never get out of the hobby stage, because they're waiting for things to happen in a certain order, or for somebody to just come up to them and say, I'm gonna pay you more. Wow, you're underpriced. Or I think you should be charging more. Or, you know, whatever the permission piece is in this, I think that so many photographers get stuck in the hobby phase because they haven't taken those steps that they actually need to do before they're gonna be able to raise their prices. Now, this is subtle. I think there's things that you need to do in your business, get set up so that you can get out of the hobby phase, and that's what gets you out of it. And so this is this weird catch-22, I think, sometimes when photographers, they know they want to take their businesses seriously, they know they want to be making money with photography, but because they're not yet making money, they're not taking the necessary steps to go pro. And I literally talk about this and give a step-by-step tool guide in Hobby to Pro Toolkit. This is one of the items in my shop. I'll have the link for that available below if you'd like to check that out and get into Hobby to Pro Toolkit so that you can take your business from hobby to professional. But this is a big area where I see a bit of there's a mental block, but also there's tangible things that they're not doing that have kept them from being able to raise their prices, book ideal clients, and go forward into the professional realm. I know how overwhelming this can be when you are a hobbyist looking to go pro. It can be really extra hard because you don't know what you don't know, right? So what do some of these things look like? This looks like getting your domain name, separating your business and your personal finances, getting set up with professional contracts, and so many other little tiny things that you need to check off. If you want to see the complete checklist, it's available inside Hobby to Pro Toolkit, and it's going to be down below. I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have on this, and I do have a couple of other videos about taking your business from hobby to professional, and I will also link those down below as well. So the third reason that some photographers will make money and others will struggle, and this is a big reason, and honestly I should have led with this one. So if you remember nothing else, remember this. It is mindset. And before you click away, hear me out. Your mindset and what you think affects everything. Everything that you do. You thought something when you clicked on this video. You thought that you would get something, probably an answer, when you clicked on this video. And your perspective of what you thought you would get is affecting how you're receiving this information. So when I say mindset, I really think that this is so critical and crucial as to whether or not someone will make money with their business. Some photographers are thinking the wrong thoughts and asking the wrong questions. They're constantly saying things like, the market is so saturated, there's so many photographers, I can't find clients, I don't know if you can really stand out anymore, people are always wanting deals. While other photographers, especially you'll notice photographers that are growing faster and are getting more money in their bank accounts, are saying things like, I want to be charging $5,000 for a wedding. How can I justify the experience? I want to be standing out to this kind of client. How can I do that? What are ways that I could X, Y, and Z? So instead of seeing the barriers, they're just saying, that's where I want to be. How can I get there? Simply the mindset of saying, I am a photographer, I am a portrait photographer, I'm a boudoir photographer, I'm a wedding photographer. Having the confidence to say that is an important part of you making money off photography, right? And why some photographers claim that role and make more money because they're owning it. And this piece is actually a bigger piece than I think most people acknowledge. So I do one-on-one business coaching, and a lot of times people come to me for marketing help. They're here to get a strategy and a plan, and while we do cover that, what I have found surprisingly is that this piece, this mental piece of giving yourself permission, stepping fully into the confidence of that role, this is holding them back more than Instagram and blogging and algorithms and Facebook ads, more than all those things that they think are blocking them. It's actually mental. So check in on your thoughts frequently and make sure this isn't one of the things that could potentially be holding you back from getting more income. Because when you believe more, you see more possibilities. When you believe more, you do more and you try more. I think it was Henry Ford that said, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you are right. Because it's kind of just, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? And this is so crucial and so important. So check in with yourself and figure out if you're maybe in your own way in this area. I have a book recommendation on this too. It's by one of my favorite authors, Jon Acuff, and it's called Soundtracks. It's all about our thoughts, the way that we're thinking, and especially overthinking. Because I've seen this in very, ambitious entrepreneurs, which I think you may be one of those people. And I think that this is something that I've identified in myself, I've identified in other photographers, and I think it could help you as well. So if you think you might be overthinking, go ahead and grab this book. If you listen to it on Audible, it's so funny because John narrates the book himself and he's really, really a funny author. So it's a fun listen. So it's not just going to be like, your thoughts are not great. It's really actually a helpful book and has led to many breakthroughs in my own business and life. All right, so this has been 3 of the reasons, not all the reasons, but 3 reasons that I think some photographers make money while others don't. Number 1, some photographers are embracing a brand and marketing plan and really putting on their business hat while others are staying in the artist mindset. Number 2, some photographers never get out of the hobby mode because they're waiting for things to happen in an order that they will not happen. Go ahead and check out Hobby to Pro Toolkit if you'd like to see more information on that. And number 3, some photographers have a poor mindset. And then I gave you some tips on that as well. So I want to hear from you. What are some reasons that you think some photographers are making money while others are not? because I know there are more reasons to this and I want to keep the conversation going. So go ahead, leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know why you think some photographers make money while others don't. All right, so I had fun making this video. This is a little bit different, maybe a little controversial, but I want to thank you for watching it and being here on my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.